I would like to mention the excellent employability, as it was already mentioned by my colleague of IMT Atlantic. Then we have the classical master programs, 2-year master programs, and they are in 14 different programs, in fact, and I will then give a focus on the area of computer science. This is the thematic of this webinar this afternoon, and my colleague will present more specially one particular master in data science and artificial intelligence. So some words about this offer of masters. You will have here both fundamental and applied sciences. Always you have an international focus, and some of the programs are taught in English, others are taught in French, or some programs also are mixing English and French. And they prepare yourself to the professional life and also for doctoral studies. Some of them are more research oriented, in fact. So now, Louis, please.
Yes, so let us focus on the Data AI Master. So this is a master in data and AI, so artificial intelligence and data. So in this master, you will cover everything that is trending now, which is machine learning, from introduction to advanced topic in machine learning. But one of the key aspects of this master for artificial intelligence is that we cover all of artificial intelligence. By that, I mean symbolic AI, logics, databases, and we also cover topics such as distributed computation of data. And one of the key points here is that we also tackle social issues brought by AI. So this is a master of computer science, but you have soft skills and some mathematics implied. And the objective is to give you everything from advanced theory, everything with the fundamental knowledge, the technical skills, the methodologies to make machine smarter, but you will also have a practical experience with lab session where you will implement solution and so on. Also, a key point of this master is that it is research oriented. By that, we will give you skills, soft skills, such as the way to write a paper, to present a paper. You will have a research project where you will try research in some way, and then you will have a long internship where you will experience research in a lab. So because it is research oriented, the natural way of, the natural outcome of this master will be a research career, either in a lot of fields or a lot of fields of AI. The goal is to provide students with a strong background in everything in AI. And the natural outcome was just to pursue a PhD, so either at Institut Polytechnique de Paris or in another lab or enterprise. And finally, the long game is to build a career in research, either in public lab or in industry, especially in research and development. That being said, if you don't want to do research, you are welcome to do our program. And if you find in our programs that research is not for you, obviously you are free to go wherever you are. And students that have done that have a background in AI are valuable on the market, so that's not a problem.
Okay, thank you. So I will now say a few words about PhD programs. So we have, as I have already said, PhD in 3 years, or you have the possibility to do a PhD track in 5 years. That is, in this case, you will apply for at the level of the master, if you want to enter to a master program. And in the PhD track, in fact, you will have a customized master program in which you will have a stronger relation with laboratories, and the courses you will take will be oriented to what will be your research topic. So for PhD, we work a lot with companies, high-tech companies and multinational groups also. We have a lot of chairs also, and we have European networks, European projects. It's important to mention that in France, a PhD student always receive a salary. It's mandatory by law. So the laboratory that will host you has to provide the salary in order you will be able to develop your PhD in good conditions. We have also a personalized follow-up for the PhD student, to improve, of course, the quality of training, to increase the employability of the doctoral student, and also an objective is to reinforce the access to the world of entrepreneurships. The PhD is a good way after that to develop new companies, new projects in innovation. So we are organized in two doctoral schools. One is a multidisciplinary doctoral school in which you will find all our scientific areas except mathematics. Mathematics are in the second one that is shared with two prestigious universities in the region of Paris, the Université Paris-Saclay and the PSL University. So it's interesting to have this pluridisciplinarity in doctoral school, because pluridisciplinarity is also a factor of innovation. So it's really interesting, and we can then develop also PhD programs with pluridisciplinary activities. Just to conclude my talk, I have not mentioned for the moment the situation of the Institut Polytechnique de Paris. Well, as the name indicates, the Institut Polytechnique de Paris is close to Paris. In fact, it's 20 kilometers in south of Paris, with easy access by train, by bus. And you have, in fact, the highest concentration in France of research centers in this place, with also a big university with several public and private research centers. So that's all for this short presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Naviner and Dr. Shesh. It was a very detailed and quite useful, I guess, for all our viewers. Any questions, as I have been telling you, please put it in the chat box and we'll come to it at a later stage. Thank you, Nilesh, for starting your presentation.
Okay, thanks.
Please go ahead.
Thanks a lot, Vasudha. I hope I'm audible to all. It's good to have all the students around on a Saturday evening. Thank you all for joining in. My name is Nilesh Gaikwad. I'm the country manager for edX Business School in the India region. We are going to speak about the edX programs, specifically the master's programs and the Master of Science programs. As you see on the screen, edX is ranked in top few business schools across the world who also have a Triple Crown accreditation. We are ranked in the top 5 worldwide for our finance specializations, and our master in management comes in the top 20 worldwide. So if you ask us a couple of things that edX is obsessed with, it has to be finance, and it has to be things related to the upcoming streams of analytics, artificial intelligence, and entrepreneurship. So the slide on screen is Master in Management, which is the umbrella degree. And the slide specifically talks about our finance offerings, which is the financial economics track. So the Master in Management we have is a 2-year academic studies with a 1-year internship sandwiched in between the 2 years of studies. Wherein first year is foundation studies at a master's level. This gets you ready in terms of finance knowledge, which will help you in gaining your internships, which will be the entry-level internships, wherein could be an analyst, a financial controller, a desk analyst kind of positions. Based upon this as a launchpad, you now are in a position to take up an advanced specialization, which can be in the field of international accounting and finance, corporate finance and banking, financial markets, or risk and finance. Of course, the first year of MIM is in partnership with CFA for level 1 entrance exam. So our students get the benefit of having a scholarship in terms of the registration fee for CFA level 1. By the time my students reach the final year, most of the batch has appeared for CFA level 2 at least once. So it's not a prerequisite, but this is the kind of competition we seek within our finance batch itself. The MSc Financial Markets is a program which is highly quantitative and is ranked in the top 5 worldwide by Financial Times for the last 5 years at least. We were ranked number 1 worldwide in 2017. So that's more or less about the MIM program. And in order to validate the MIM degree, one has to finish the entire curriculum up to the MSc specializations. And finally, they have to successfully defend a thesis report in front of 2 professors in person. And once that is achieved, along with a final placement or a minimum 3-month internship in the final year, the MIM Financial Economics track, which is also a dual degree program, because at the end you have an MIM plus an MSc, gets validated. The next track that I'd like to mention about is the business management track, which is held out of our campus in Lille. Lille is on the northern borders of France, whereas the financial economics track is held out of our campus in Nice, which is on the French Riviera. So the business management track also works under the umbrella of the Master in Management degree, which I'd like to reiterate is a dual degree program, because at the end of the program, you'll have 2 degrees. One is MIM and the other is the MSc specializations, which you take during your final year of studies. Over here, the first year of foundation studies includes everything related to running an organization, which is not limited to finance, but also includes strategy, operations, HR, and so on. This kind of the first year gets you ready for your gap year internship, or what we call as the professional immersion year, where you can work at the entry level positions within organizations of your choice or the domains of your choice. And then base this as your launch pad, you decide on an advanced specialization degree that can be in strategy consulting and digital transformation, or marketing management, or entrepreneurship, or law and tax management, creative business and social innovation, global and sustainable business, or data analytics and artificial intelligence. So at the end of the program, once you have successfully cleared all your modules, you also have to defend your thesis report. And of course, by the time you pass out, you need to have a full-time opportunity or at least a 3-month internship done in order to validate the MIM, which is the dual degree program. So that's the MIM Grand École, or the MIM dual degree that we are talking about. I'm going to base specifically on the MSc Data Analytics and Artificial Intelligence specialization that we have. So this is a specialization which is 4 years old. We started pretty early to devise an MSc, which we believe can help augment the requirements of the current age, which is, of course, data sciences, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data analytics. So the core modules are kept up on the screen. Of course, when we are recruiting our students, we are recruiting students who would at least have an initiation into the technical languages like R or statistical models, because these are bare necessity requirements in order for you to then go ahead and choose specialization within data analytics, which could be business analytics or data sciences. Now, as you see with the modules on screen, this is a heavily technical program which edX has devised for its students within the management field. So the way I foresee it, students who have a technical background, say 2 to 3 years of work experience within the Indian IT industry, would be taking up the MSc Data Analytics as the next step rather, to becoming a more global profile in nature. So that's the data analytics program we have at edX Business School. And finally, we also have developed a partnership with Lay Wagon, which is a boot camp for programists, and it's based out of London. So we also help our students to get placed over there. Overall, once the students pass out from edX, or rather when they're studying at edX, they can be a part of our student associations. They can be a part of our incubation centers, which are based out of the Lille campus itself. So it's an overall I would say, not only in terms of academics, but also in terms of extracurriculars and in terms of research, the opportunities at edX are quite immense. And we want our students to take all kinds of assistance from us in order to develop into a greater profile. Finally, just a couple two more slides. The admissions requirements for the MIM program, we require a minimum 3-year bachelor's degree, and most of our MSc specializations, a direct entry into the MSc would require a minimum 4-year bachelor's degree. All our applications happen online. You need to create an online profile, but before that, you need to get a profile evaluation done through me. And for that, you can share your CV and your mark sheets along with a valid GMAT or GRE or a CAT scorecard on my email ID. The scholarship opportunities available are of three kinds. There are 30% tuition waiver, which is the excellence scholarship. The deadline is 31st March. And the other two scholarship opportunities available are the 20%, which is distinction, and foundation scholarship, which is a reduction of 15% tuition waiver. The deadlines for these two is 30th June 2021. There's another scholarship which we partner with Campus France in India, which is the co-financed scholarship. This is also an embassy level scholarship. But the thing is, you can't apply directly to this scholarship. We will nominate all the MIM students who have received an excellence from us before 31st March. We nominate them for the co-finance, and somewhere around mid-April, a team from Campus France and the French Embassy in India, along with a team from edX, sits together to award 2 Master in Management recipients for the co-financed scholarship. And in case you have any further queries, please feel free to drop those queries on the chat window right now and we can take them up. Or if you want to share your CV and your mark sheets for a profile evaluation, please feel free to share them on the email ID on screen. I've also mentioned the email ID in the chat window. It's a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you, Nilesh. Thank you so much for this really insightful presentation. There are a few questions that are coming our way in at the go. I would want to ask you, Nilesh, you told us that you have already told us that the requirements for to do MSc and MIM programs for data science and artificial intelligence. Is programming a mandatory skill? You touched upon it a bit. Is it required specifically, or if so, somebody who's not done that, can they get a certification course and apply for your course?
So in this case, what we do is for students who are coming in through the Master in Management program, for such students, they already get this kind of training done because, before they join for the MSc, they would have spent 2 years at edX. For the MSc specialization program, this is an intensive course. So what we are seeking when the selection committee goes through the process, through the documents, what they are seeking is some kind of an initiation within programming skills. Right. So students are advised, if they are going for a technical program, then they should get at least some work, some experience or some certifications done prior to joining the course, because it's the entire year which goes on the line and you don't want to go in underprepared. So what I would suggest is take in some certifications as a prerequisite if you want to get into a data analytics or an artificial intelligence or a data sciences kind of a program, because as the time passes, it gets very technical in nature and you may end up playing catch.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Navine, this question goes for you. Which are the major sectors or industry that make use of AI extensively, and what are the job opportunities?
So I think Louis will answer to this question because it's his area.
Perfect. Thank you. You are not audible, Dr. Louis.
Dr. Yon, please unmute yourself.
Dr. Louis, you're not
I think
audible.
it's Dr.
Yeah.
Louis, not Dr. Jan.
Sorry, can you, is it okay?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
So I was saying, so because, so there is a general question about what can you do with AI, and then there is a specific question of what can you do with our master. So with our master, it's more research. So any research lab basically now in computer science, but also in biology or physics, they may use AI. So that's one option. Then the second option, the more general answer, is that AI basically is useful in every company now. I mean, if you look at EDF, so the French electricity provider, they do a lot of AI. We have Thales, which is a big company producing planes and so on. They also have a lot of AI. So I cannot answer like what are all the companies that are using AI, because it's basically most big companies do actually, and they have, most of them have AI jobs.
So in today's world, AI can be used in almost all the areas that we can think of as the summarization, and you have given me what specificities from your institution. Dr. Jan, one question for you is, as Dr. Louis also said, can AI be applied to anyone's area of interest? Say, for example, if somebody is into computers or something, then can they go on and do AI as a specialization? And how much of how useful will it be for them to progress further?
Thank you. Yes, I think that AI today is quite of classical tool now. We have a lot of tools that is quite famous in machine learning, deep learning, or other statistical tools that helps for AI. So getting some basics on AI is useful in any works that will take place in the digital environment. But these digital environments can be applied in industry, either in consulting, either in let's say computer science basic job. It's not only for computer science job. AI will be used in order to optimize a lot of in terms also, as our colleague in edX said, either in management you can use AI now in order to optimize your everyday life.
Perfect. Thank you. We are running out of time, so I will not be taking any more questions. I'll ask all my panelists to put in their email ID, so anybody who has specific questions could reach out to them. I once again thank each one of you, my esteemed panelists, for making it on this Saturday afternoon for people from France, and Nilesh here in India. Thank you so much. It was very insightful. I hope it has been very useful to our viewers too. Thank you so much, and have a very good evening.
It was a pleasure. Thank you all.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Have a good evening.